The Magic, as of this video, are one game behind the Miami Heat to being in the playoffs. Now, if you ask me, the Magic, I want to say they're the better team. Miami may be, the more seasoned team, because they have a few more vets, but I want to say the Magic are the better team. Just looking at the roster with Aaron Gordon, Vucevic, Jonathan Isaac, who I think has the potential to be one of the best defenders in the game, just because he's so tall, he's long, he seems to be able to move his feet pretty well, and I see him being a guy who can guard multiple positions. The point guard might be a little bit too quick for him to guard, but from the two position from the two guard to the center, I think he might be able to guard those positions. Right now, the leading scorer is Vucevic, followed by Aaron Gordon. And looking at Vucevic's stats, he started shooting the three this year, and he's shooting at 36% on 2.9 attempts per game. And Aaron Gordon is shooting 34% from three with 4.5 attempts per game. He's shooting 44% from the field overall, and Vucevic is shooting 51% from the field overall. But one thing I think that's hurting them is they don't have a dominant go-to scorer. It always comes down to a dominant go-to scorer. If they could get a dominant go-to scorer and keep these pieces, I could see this being a team who can make it to the semifinals or maybe even the conference finals in the East. But they never really had that guy who they could just give the ball to and say, "Hey, go get me a bucket." Sometimes, it looks like it could be Aaron Gordon, but he's not consistent enough in doing that. One game he might drop 35, then the next 10 games he might drop 10 to 20. You just never know with him. And just looking at his stats, looking at his scoring splits, the percentage of his points that are assisted is 58%, and it's been around that 54 to 58% for his entire career, and the percentage of his points that's unassisted is 40%. So the majority of his points are coming off an assist. And looking at the next best scorer, and Vucevic, he's a guy who has changed his game. Well, not really changed his game. He just added to his game to be the ability to be able to shoot from three, which in this NBA, if you want to keep playing as a big man, you have to be able to at least shoot the three or be able to at least guard the smaller guards. And while I don't think he can guard the smaller guards, he is, for a big man, pretty solid at shooting the three. And looking at the scoring splits for Vucevic, for his entire career, the percentage of his points that are coming off an assist is 60 to 70%, and the percentage of his points that's not assisted, meaning he's getting his buckets himself off of isolation, has been around 29 to 39%. So he's not really the guy you can throw the ball to and get him assists. It's basically driving kick, or he's getting a dump off once somebody up the perimeter beats their man. And I think that's just the biggest problem right now. Looking at his defensive stats for Vucevic, just letting it load up real quick, letting my phone load up the stats. He's allowing his opponent to shoot 48% from the field on 15 attempts, which isn't great at all. Looking at Aaron Gordon, just give me a few seconds to let that load up as well. I believe when I was looking at it earlier, it was somewhere in the 43-44% range. Let me see. As far as his defensive field goal percentage, just let me let this load up real quick. Let me see. So yeah, Aaron Gordon, off of 11 shots, is allowing his opponent to shoot 43.8% from the field, which isn't bad. It's actually pretty solid. And then moving on to Jonathan Isaac. Just give me a few seconds to pull that up as well. Let me see. Just letting it load. Letting it load. He's allowing his opponent to shoot 43.7% from the field on 9.6 attempts, which is very good. So just with Gordon and Jonathan Isaac, they have two really solid defenders who they can throw at players on the opposing team, and they have the ability to guard multiple positions. But then you also have guys like Evan Fournier, to where he kind of reminds me of Manu. You know, not maybe as good as Manu, but kind of like a lesser version of Manu. He's that guy who, you know, he's fearless. He plays fearless. You can kind of do it all: shoot the three, shoot the mid range, get to the rim. Right now he's shooting the three at a 34% clip, so it's not as efficient, but it's a little bit higher than league average. I believe league average is 33 to 35%, so he's right around league average and shooting 43% from the field. But he's one of those guys who, you know, he can get you a bucket. You know, he may not be the most efficient at getting it, but you know, he plays with heart. That's what I'm trying to say. Then you have DJ Augustine, and you have a few other guys as well, but Jonathan Isaac, Vucevic, Aaron Gordon, Evan Fournier. That's kind of their nucleus. Then you sign other guys like Terrence Ross and Jonathan Simmons and Wesley Iwundu. But I definitely like to see the Magic in the playoffs. I don't know if they can, depending on who they play. Probably gonna be the Bucks. I don't know if they can win 2 games. I maybe see them winning 1 game. But I think for a team like the Magic, who's so young, with Aaron Gordon and Jonathan Isaac and Vucevic, players who are pretty young. Vucevic is 28, so once Gordon and Isaac reach their full potential, he may be traded, or maybe be out the NBA because of age. But for players like Gordon and Isaac, who are so young and possibly going to be with this team for a while, it'll be nice to see them get this playoff experience and watch them develop down the line and see if they can turn this team into a perennial playoff contender.